I need to tell you something. Something I've kept inside for over a year now. And I'm warning you, this isn't going to be an easy story to hear. My name is David. I'm 34, and about a year ago, my wife died. Her name was Sarah. We were together for 11 years, married for 8. Everyone thought we were the perfect couple. Maybe we were. I don't know anymore. Here's the thing about losing someone you love. It's not just the person that's gone. It's your whole life, your memories. Everything you thought you knew becomes a question mark. After Sarah died, I found something. Her old phone. And what was on that phone, it changed everything I believed about our marriage. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me start from the beginning. If you're watching this, please comment, "I'm listening right now." I need to know I'm not alone in this. Because what I'm about to share, I've never told anyone. Sarah and I met in college. I was 20. She was 19. I remember the exact moment I saw her. She was in the library, surrounded by psychology textbooks, drinking iced coffee even though it was freezing outside. I'm an engineer. Everything in my life is organized, planned. Sarah was the opposite. She was chaos, beautiful chaos. She made decisions based on feelings. I made spreadsheets. Somehow, it worked. Our first date was terrible, actually. I took her to this fancy restaurant. She hated it, said it felt fake. So we left and got pizza at this hole-in-the-wall place. We talked until 3 a.m. about everything. Life, death, dreams, fears. 3 years later, I proposed. Nothing fancy, just us, on our couch, watching Netflix. I didn't have a speech prepared. I just said, "I want to do this forever," she cried. Said yes before I even finished the sentence. We got married in her parents' backyard. Small wedding, maybe 40 people. Sarah wore her grandmother's dress. I wore a suit I bought the week before. It was perfect. The next 8 years were normal, and I mean that in the best way. We bought a house, got 2 cats, Kafka and Tolstoy. That was Sarah's idea. She loved naming things after writers. Every Sunday, we made pancakes. We'd argue about stupid things, like who forgot to buy milk, or whose turn it was to clean the litter box. Normal married couple stuff. She worked as a therapist. She loved it. She'd come home and tell me about her day. Never names, never details, but I could see it in her eyes. She cared so much about helping people. I worked from home mostly, software engineer. Sarah used to joke that I talked to my computer more than I talked to her. She wasn't wrong. We talked about kids, about traveling, about growing old together. We had plans, so many plans. And then February 14th happened, Valentine's Day. Sarah left work at 6 p.m. She texted me, said she'd be home by 7. We had dinner reservations at 8. I bought flowers, red roses, her favorite. It was raining, not just rain, a storm, the kind where you can barely see through the windshield. At 6:47 p.m., a 9-year-old kid in a pickup truck ran a red light. He was going over 60 miles per hour. He didn't even slow down. Sarah's car never stood a chance. The police knocked on my door at 8:15 p.m. I was holding the flowers, still waiting for her. I knew before they said anything. You just know. They told me she died instantly. No pain, no suffering, just gone. I don't remember much after that. It's all a blur, like watching a movie of someone else's life. The funeral was 4 days later. I wore the same suit from our wedding. It didn't fit right anymore. Nothing fit right anymore. Over 200 people came. Friends, family, her clients, people I'd never met. Everyone had a story about Sarah, about how she helped them, how she listened, how she cared. I couldn't talk. I just stood there, nodding, shaking hands, accepting condolences. People kept saying things. She's in a better place. God needed another angel. Time heals everything. But here's the truth about grief that nobody tells you. It doesn't heal. It just becomes part of you, like a scar that never stops hurting. The first month, I couldn't sleep. I'd lie in bed, staring at the ceiling, replaying every conversation, every moment, wondering if I told her I loved her enough. If you've ever lost someone, hit that like button. Not for me, for everyone watching who understands this pain. Let them know they're not alone in this darkness. The second month, I went back to work. People treated me differently, quieter, careful, like I was made of glass and might break. Maybe I was. I'd come home to an empty house. The cats would meow, waiting for Sarah. They didn't understand why she wasn't coming home. I stopped making pancakes on Sundays. I stopped doing a lot of things. I slept on the couch. Our bed felt wrong, too big, too empty. Her pillow still smelled like her shampoo, lavender. Months passed. 3, 4, 5, 6. Everyone kept saying I was doing great, that I was strong, that Sarah would be proud. But I wasn't doing great. I was drowning, slowly, quietly. And then August came. I decided to clean the garage. Sarah always wanted me to organize it, so I did. For her. There were boxes everywhere, old clothes, college textbooks, Christmas decorations, random cables, all the stuff you accumulate over 8 years of marriage. And then I found a box labeled electronics. Inside was her old iPhone 7, the one she replaced 2 years ago. She kept it because she said throwing away a working phone was wasteful. The battery was dead. I almost tossed it, but something stopped me. Maybe curiosity, maybe loneliness, maybe I just wanted to see her photos again, hear her voice, feel close to her one more time. I plugged it in. I had no idea that decision would destroy everything I thought I knew about my wife. The phone took forever to boot up. I sat there in the garage, on an old folding chair, watching that Apple logo spin. My heart was racing. I don't know why. It was just a phone. When it finally turned on, the screen lit up like a Christmas tree. Notifications everywhere. Old emails, app updates, calendar reminders for appointments that never happened. I opened photos first. There were hundreds of pictures I'd forgotten about. Sarah making funny faces, us at the beach, her birthday party, Halloween costumes, normal life things. I was crying, but good crying, if that makes sense. Like finding treasure you forgot you had. Then I opened messages. Most of it was normal. Texts to me, texts to her mom, group chats with her friends, memes, plans for dinner, the usual stuff. But then I saw something that made my stomach drop. A contact labeled just J. Just the letter J, nothing else. I clicked on it. The most recent message was from 3 days before she died. Sarah wrote, "I can't keep doing this. He's going to find out eventually." I stopped breathing. Comment right now what you think J stands for, because I know you're thinking the same thing I was. And trust me, you're probably wrong. I scrolled up. The conversation went back months, maybe a year, hundreds of messages. From J, "When can I see you again?" Tuesday, "He works late on Tuesdays." From J, "I miss you so much." "I miss you too. This is so hard." From J, "Are you sure you want to keep doing this?" "I don't have a choice. I can't stop now." Every message felt like a knife. My hands were shaking so bad I almost dropped the phone. They talked about meeting up, about secrets, about guilt, about how much this meant to both of them. Sarah wrote things like, "I feel terrible lying to him, and he deserves to know. But if he finds out, everything changes." I read every single message, all of them. some multiple times, trying to find another explanation, some way this wasn't what it looked like. But the evidence was clear. My wife, the woman I trusted completely, the woman I married, the woman I was still grieving, was having an affair. I sat in that garage until 4 a.m., reading, crying, feeling like my entire life was a lie. Everything I thought I knew about Sarah, about us, about our marriage, it was all fake, a performance. While I was making her pancakes on Sunday mornings, she was texting someone else. The woman at her funeral, the one everyone said was so kind, so caring, so honest. She was lying to me for months. All those nights she said she had late client sessions, all those Tuesdays I worked late, all those girls' nights out. How many were real? How many were cover stories? I felt sick, angry, betrayed, heartbroken all over again, but worse this time. Because you can grieve someone who died, but how do you grieve someone who was never who you thought they were? I wanted to scream, to throw the phone, to call her mom and ask if she knew, to find Jay and confront them. But I couldn't, because Sarah was gone, and I'd never get answers. Then I noticed something in the messages. Jay kept mentioning the appointments and the procedures and next steps. What appointments? What procedures? I went back to the phone, checked her calendar, her emails, her photos, and that's when I found the hidden album. 47 photos, all hidden. Photos she didn't want me to see. I clicked on the first one, and my entire world flipped upside down. The phone took forever to boot up. I sat there in the garage, on an old folding chair, watching that Apple logo spin. My heart was racing. I don't know why. It was just a phone. When it finally turned on, the screen lit up like a Christmas tree. Notifications everywhere. Old emails, app updates, calendar reminders for appointments that never happened. I opened photos first. There were hundreds of pictures I'd forgotten about. Sarah making funny faces, us at the beach, her birthday party, Halloween costumes, normal life things. I was crying, but good crying, if that makes sense. Like finding treasure you forgot you had. Then I opened messages. Most of it was normal. Texts to me, texts to her mom, group chats with her friends, memes, plans for dinner, the usual stuff. But then I saw something that made my stomach drop. A contact labeled just J. Just the letter J, nothing else. I clicked on it. The most recent message was from 3 days before she died. Sarah wrote, "I can't keep doing this. He's going to find out eventually." I stopped breathing. Comment right now what you think J stands for, because I know you're thinking the same thing I was. And trust me, you're probably wrong. I scrolled up. The conversation went back months, maybe a year, hundreds of messages. From Jay, "When can I see you again?" Tuesday. "He works late on Tuesdays." From Jay, "I miss you so much." Sarah, "I miss you too. This is so hard." From the Sure, "Are you sure you want to keep doing this?" Sarah, "I don't have a choice. I can't stop now." Every message felt like a knife. My hands were shaking so bad I almost dropped the phone. They talked about meeting up, about secrets, about guilt, about how much this meant to both of them. Sarah wrote things like, "I feel terrible lying to him, and he deserves to know. But if he finds out, everything changes." I read every single message, all of them, some multiple times, trying to find another explanation, some way this wasn't what it looked like. But the evidence was clear. My wife, the woman I trusted completely, the woman I married, the woman I was still grieving, was having an affair. I sat in that garage until 4 a.m., reading, crying, feeling like my entire life was a lie. Everything I thought I knew about Sarah, about us, about our marriage, it was all fake, a performance. While I was making her pancakes on Sunday mornings, she was texting someone else. The woman at her funeral, the one everyone said was so kind, so caring, so honest. She was lying to me for months. All those nights she said she had late client sessions. All those Tuesdays I worked late. All those girls' nights out. How many were real? How many were cover stories? I felt sick, angry, betrayed, heartbroken all over again. But worse this time, because you can grieve someone who died. But how do you grieve someone who was never who you thought they were? I wanted to scream, to throw the phone, to call her mom and ask if she knew, to find Jay and confront them. But I couldn't, because Sarah was gone, and I'd never get answers. Then I noticed something in the messages. Jay kept mentioning the appointments, and the procedures, and next steps. What appointments? What procedures? I went back to the phone, checked her calendar, her emails, her photos. And that's when I found the hidden album. 47 photos, all hidden. Photos she didn't want me to see. I clicked on the first one, and my entire world flipped upside down. There was one more entry, the last one Sarah ever wrote. February 13th, the day before she died. Big news, Jessica called this morning. She and Marcus are adopting. After everything, after all the pain and loss and heartbreak, they're finally going to be parents. They're getting a baby girl, due in May. I can't stop crying. Happy tears this time. Real joy. After watching my best friend suffer for so long, this feels like a miracle. I'm going to tell David everything tomorrow. About the trips, about Jessica, about why I kept it secret. It's time. He deserves to know. And honestly, I think he'll understand. He always understands eventually, even when I don't explain things well. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day. I'm going to make his favorite dinner. Well, attempt to. I'm a terrible cook and he knows it. But he'll pretend it's amazing because that's who he is. Note to self, stop at the grocery store, get ingredients, and wine. Definitely wine. I need to tell him how much I appreciate him, how lucky I am, how every day with him feels like the easiest decision I've ever made. Life is good. Really, truly good. I have the best husband, the best friend, and tomorrow I get to share this joy with both of them. I'm grateful for everything. That was it, the last thing she ever wrote. She was going to tell me everything that night, over dinner, over wine, on Valentine's Day. But she never made it home. I sat there on our bed, holding her journal, crying harder than I cried at her funeral. Because now I understood. Sarah wasn't hiding an affair. She was carrying her friend's pain, quietly, without credit, without recognition. She flew to Seattle dozens of times, spent thousands of dollars, gave up weekends, missed dinners with me, sat through devastating appointments, all for a friend who needed her. And I never knew. If you've made it this far, please hit that like button. Share this with someone who needs to hear it, because what I learned changed how I see everything. I called Jessica last week. First time we talked since the funeral. I told her I found the phone, the messages, the journal. She was quiet for a long time. Then she said, "Sarah saved my life. Not physically, but emotionally. When I wanted to give up, when I couldn't get out of bed, when my marriage was falling apart, she showed up every time, without judgment, without trying to fix me. She just showed up." We talked for 3 hours. She told me stories about Sarah I'd never heard, about how Sarah would fly out at midnight if Jessica needed her, about how she'd sit in hospital waiting rooms for hours. about how she never once made it about herself. Jessica said, "Your wife was the best person I've ever known, and she talked about you constantly, about how much she loved you, about how you were her safe place, her home. She didn't tell you about me because she wanted to protect you. That's how she loved. She carried weight so other people didn't have to." Then Jessica said something that broke me. "I named my daughter Sarah. She came home last month. Every time I look at her, I think of your wife, of her kindness, her strength, her love. Sarah will never meet this baby, but this baby will know her story. She'll know that she exists because someone showed up without asking for anything in return." I went to meet Jessica's daughter 2 weeks ago. I drove to Seattle, to the house Sarah visited so many times. Baby Sarah is beautiful, 6 months old. Jessica let me hold her, and I just cried, holding this baby named after my wife. This child who exists because Sarah refused to let her friends suffer alone. This is her legacy. Not the money, not the house, not even our marriage. Her legacy is showing up, being present, carrying pain so others don't have to. I still have that old iPhone. I charged it yesterday. Read through those messages again. But this time, they don't hurt. This time, they remind me of who Sarah really was. Not perfect. She kept secrets. She lied about where she was going. She spent money without telling me. But she did it all out of love. For a friend who needed her. For me. To protect me from feeling helpless. That's the thing about marriage. About love. It's not about perfection. It's about intention. Sarah's intention was always love. Even when she lied. Even when she hid things. Her heart was in the right place. I'm not angry anymore. I'm not hurt. I'm just grateful. Grateful I had 11 years with someone who showed me what real love looks like. Who taught me that sometimes the most loving thing you can do is carry someone's pain in silence. I miss her every single day. I miss her terrible cooking, her messy car, the way she'd leave cabinet doors open, her obsession with naming everything after dead writers. But I'm not broken anymore. I'm healing, slowly, in my own way. Sarah didn't leave me a goodbye letter, didn't leave me instructions, didn't leave me closure. But she left me something better. She left me proof that love isn't about grand gestures. It's about showing up, being present, carrying weight, without asking for credit. That's her last message to me, and I hear it loud and clear. I've started volunteering at a grief support group. Every Tuesday, the same day Sarah used to fly to Seattle. I show up, I listen. I don't try to fix anyone. I just hold space, the way Sarah taught me. And it helps. Not just them, but me too. Because grief isn't something you get over. It's something you carry. But when you carry it with purpose, when you turn pain into service, it becomes bearable. Last month, I cooked dinner for Jessica and her family. Well, attempted to cook. I'm terrible at it, just like Sarah. But they ate it anyway. And we laughed. About Sarah. About her bad cooking. About how she'd hate that we were comparing our terrible kitchen skills. It felt good to laugh about her, to remember the silly things, not just the sad things. Baby Sarah grabbed my finger during dinner, held on tight, and for just a moment, I felt her, my Sarah, in that room, in that baby's laugh, in the love that made all of this possible. If you've watched this whole story, thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. Drop a comment telling me about someone in your life who shows up quietly, who loves without announcement, who carries weight you don't even know about. And if you're going through grief right now, if you're drowning in questions and pain and confusion, please know this. It gets lighter, not easier, but lighter. The weight becomes familiar. You learn to carry it. You learn to live with the ache. And sometimes, you find that the person you lost left you gifts you didn't know existed. Lessons, perspectives, ways of loving you never understood before. Sarah taught me that love isn't about control. It's about trust. It's about letting people carry things you can't see. It's about understanding that sometimes secrets aren't about deception, they're about protection. I found my dead wife's phone, and yes, it destroyed me, but it also rebuilt me into someone better, someone who understands love differently, deeper. Her last message wasn't on that phone. It wasn't in her journal. It was in how she lived, how she loved, how she showed up for people who needed her. And that message will live in me forever. Subscribe if you want more real stories. Stories about life, about loss, about love, about the messy, complicated, beautiful truth of being human. I'm David, and this was the last message from my wife. Thank you for listening.